welcome to another episode of Bros Before Shows with another special guest. This is Miss Lily Butler.
Hi.
Miss Lily Butler is a comic artist.
Yes.
And is the daughter of Stephen Butler.
Yes.
Who couldn't, due to some things, he wasn't able to come to the show today, but we're hoping to book him for another show.
Yes, absolutely. We're local.
Well, yeah, you're local.
Yeah,
They're
like an
the
hour
Mississippi
away.
folks, so yeah.
Hey, they in the neighborhood together. Up the road.
So how was it today?
It was good. It was really good. I was unsure because it was my first time doing this, and I was like, I'm not, with my dad, which I usually am. This is only my second show I've done without him. I had one last month without him, but it's been really good.
Good
It's
deal.
good. The crowd really turned out, but the crowd was also buying, and that's a really big thing because sometimes shows have a big crowd, but they're not really buying, or they're not buying art. They're just buying like Funko Pops. But I saw both today.
Oh, it was a lot.
So it was really cool to see, and people from home, buying yourself. It's cool. I like it.
Well, that was the one thing about yours and your dad's name is, whenever I mentioned that y'all were coming, they're like, oh, really? And they're like, well, they don't do local stuff sometimes. They're usually, states
They
away.
got us going everywhere. We flew a lot last year.
Did you?
Yes, sir.
Well, we had come down and talked to y'all at the South Alabama Con.
Mm-hmm.
And,
That was such a good one.
That was a good one too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I got to meet.
We'll be back there this year.
Well, and that's almost in your back door.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally.
30 minutes away from home.
So I don't have to ask what got you started into comic. Obviously, it's a family thing. Your mom, is she an artist too?
No, she's crafty.
She's crafty.
But she works at an intermediate school as a secretary. But she's always crafty. Like she crochets. She always braided my hair when I was little. She makes handmade soap. But she's always just been a big supporter of the arts. She never, kept me away from it.
Well, and that's an awesome thing.
Yes, sir.
How old were you whenever you started doing it?
I mean,
were
when
you
I
trying to copy his
stopped
stuff?
drawing on the walls. So, I don't know. I never did copy his. He never has sat down and taught me a lesson in art. That's the thing. Because he knew how hard it is to make it in this business. You have to be really passionate, and you have to, if you want to do it, you have to do it. And I'm not saying that I don't benefit from nepotism, because I do, clearly. But it is something that you have to work for, and he knew that, and he never wanted to push it on me, because he's like, if you're gonna make this, you gotta, I don't want this hard thing for you. I'm not saying oh, it's just such a rough thing, but it's, you have to work for it. It's a job.
Yeah.
But I would see what he was doing, and then I was like, okay, I want to do that. And I was surrounded it my whole life. One of my earlier memories, I remember one of my favorite cartoons was Scooby-Doo. Grew up watching the old Hanna-Barbera original one, also What's New Scooby-Doo, all of them. And I remember we had a really big CRT TV. And I remember pausing it, the DVD, and holding a piece of copy paper up and tracing
it.
Oh, we all did that. You used to shock yourself a little bit because of all the static.
Exactly.
Yes.
And that's one of my earliest memories. And he had really big art books. I remember my favorite one was a Tex Avery book, and I used to have tracing paper, and I used to trace there's this Red Hot Riding Hood, and I used to trace her because it was just a pretty girl, and there was also the wolf. But I was always surrounded by art. One of my biggest influences I remember of him doing is he did Sonic the Hedgehog for Archie for 17 years. And that's what kind of drew me in the most. Because all the stuff he used to draw, that used to be our bedtime stories.
Yeah.
Our bedtime stories was either that.
That was good bedtime stories. That's awesome bedtime
me
stories.
Me and my younger sibling. So it was that, and then our bedtime stories was also Jack Kirby monster comics. And I knew who Groot was before he was in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, which is really funny. And then Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss.
And then Casper the Friendly Ghost, Harvey Comics. A bunch of old stuff. And we had a VHS player for the longest time. And he had old recorded stuff from when he was younger. Oh, wow. So old Hanna-Barbera stuff. So Birdman, Space Ghost, and Thundar the Barbarian.
Thundar.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's really funny talking with people my age.
Wow.
I'm 26. I was born in 99. And so it's really funny talking to people my age. What did you watch when you were little? And I'm some of the stuff you watch, but also stuff you.
I can't. I mean, my
Laugh
kids.
Olympics. That's what I remember watching from Hanna-Barbera. Laugh
Yeah.
Olympics.
I was kind of the same way with my kids, and we didn't have satellite, we didn't have cable, so
We didn't either.
and it was whatever I bought on DVD.
It's either that or it was public access, so
PBS.
PBS Kids and MeTV.
Yeah,
Yep.
we
Bob Ross.
Yep.
well, Thomas the Tank Engine was a
Yep.
big thing, and Curious George. That's what we watched. Little
Love
Bear,
Curious George, yeah.
stuff like that.
Love Little Bear.
But like with
so
the
good.
DVDs that I would buy, like I was like, I'm not watching Barney. And like I didn't even introduce them to that, but
Yeah.
I loved the Thomas the Tank Engine. I
Mhm.
bought a lot of those DVDs, and the Disney movies. It's just the Disney movies I liked,
Yeah.
and then they would get into it,
Mhm.
and but yeah, that's kind of funny that he introduced you to those old cartoons that way.
It's really funny.
I mean, and with mine, with Ninja Turtles
Yes.
and all of that, that's what I bought. I wanted to watch it, so.
And we would go to the library a lot as kids. And we would check out DVDs from there even.
Oh, yeah,
with our
that-
books and
yeah,
stuff.
you could do
Oh,
that.
that's
Yeah.
cool. I forgot you could do
Loves
that.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was totally a thing.
It was a
Yeah.
huge thing. It was before even Redbox.
Yeah.
They would.
Yeah.
That's how we would.
As long as you
get
had
our DVDs and
a
stuff.
library card,
Mhm.
you could
Yeah,
just
you were in.
rent 'em.
I remember I got my first library card. I think when I was 7. I got my first library card, and that thing is so worn, like you can't even see like anything on it. Like 'cause it's been like washed in the washing machine.
Just draw some stuff on it.
Exactly.
That would be really cool, actually.
We've gotten so off topic, but
That's all good.
rabbit holes.
Yeah. So what comic lines are yours? Like what are you?
So professionally, what I've
Mhm.
worked on that's published is Archie Comics. Actually met the president of the company. He was so sweet. He was so nice. We met him when we were up north in Connecticut at Mohegan Sun, which is a casino. It was gigantic. But we met him and he took us out for breakfast. It was so sweet. Really nice guy. It's a really nice company to work for. Like I said, he worked for Archie when they had the Sonic
Mhm.
name for 17 years. So he knew all the guys. And about 2015 was his last job for them with Sonic. And then they lost the license due to some legal stuff. And IDW has it now. And he remained in touch with them for years. And then later they asked him if he would do some work for their digest books, because they still do the digest in the old style. They have 2 different branches. They have the more modern look of like modern comics, and then they have like the old Dan DeCarlo style classic Archie, where it's like 5-page gag stories. And they asked Dad if he would step in and help pencil, because they have some people on what do you call it? Some people who are like hired like in it. They're not freelance based. So they have paychecks for there, and then they have a lot of people who are just commission based. So Dad did that, and then we kind of did something sneaky. Dad was like, "Here, Lily, ink this," because they asked Daddy to pencil and ink a story, and Daddy's like, "I'm gonna pencil this, Lily, you ink this, because I don't have time to," and we're gonna do the sneaky move.
Trust you enough
And so
to do
he
that,
so he sent it in, and they're like, "Yeah, this looks great," and they're like, "Lily drew this," and they're like, "Oh." And then that's how I got into Archie.
Oh,
I got you. That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
really cool. That's
Yeah, so that's
So
several years ago now, and it's just been on and off since then.
So other than doing artist stuff, what were your like favorite toys as a kid?
God.
That's
I
a
really,
toy? I guess you could.
I really liked Care Bears. Like I had the
Okay.
classic Care Bears toys. Care Bear was always my favorite. Action figures. We had really.
There's nothing wrong with it.
I remember Dad had some action figures. He's designed some for Marvel back in the day, and he had one. It was called Battle Damaged Spider-Man. And it's actually a figure of Spider-Man that he's like all torn up and stuff, like he's been beaten up. And when I was a baby, that was my favorite thing. And it has chew marks for me when I was teething.
Really was battle damage by her.
Yeah, Lily damaged.
I remember I had a Storm from the X-Men action figure that I really loved. I had some Teen Titans figure. I love the Teen Titans show.
Okay, yeah.
So good. One of my favorites. Just Polly Pocket Barbie dolls.
Polly Pocket.
Yeah, I remember those. Oh my gosh.
Polly Pocket.
A lot of stuffed animals. I still like stuffed animals. Whatever. They bring joy.
Well, I mean, I was gonna ask, what was your favorite cartoon growing up? You said Care Bears, and then watching the old stuff with your dad, and
It depends, because I grew up, watching cartoons, and then when I got a little bit older, I got into anime.
X-Men. She's big into X-Men.
I love the X-Men because I grew up watching like the original one, and my favorite X-Men cartoon growing up was X-Men Evolution. That was actually my first one because my favorite superhero of all time is Nightcrawler. I have Nightcrawler earrings.
Oh, yes, you do. You got
Legos.
That's perfect.
Because he's not on the shirt because he's he's not in the whole
he's not part of the
X-Men
crew
97.
yet.
Yeah.
What'd you think about X-Men 97? Well, you have X-Men 97 shirt on.
It's really good. It's really good. Like X-Men is like my favorite. I love them. So like I watched X-Men Evolution, and that was kind of my introduction to like the whole X-Men thing when I was younger. And then I watched the original X-Men, and I love them. And then I really like the DC animated shows like Justice League Unlimited. So good. Grew up watching that. Batman animated series.
Oh yes.
Batman Brave and the Bold. The Batman. Because a lot of these shows came out when my younger sibling was younger, and I would watch them with him. So The Batman came out when he was younger, and then the Superman animated series, along the same line. Love those so much. Even the Avengers show in 2012. Earth's Mightiest Heroes. That one was actually really good.
Well, I always tell people my favorite shows in the 90s was Batman. But I loved Spider-Man. I loved X-Men.
Yes.
Like, those were the ones that I just rewatched all of them again not too long ago.
So good. So good.
Well, how did you enjoy the con?
It was good. I loved it. Definitely would come back if you want me to.
That's awesome. Well, we have a present for you and your dad, because y'all are our guests, and we want to give y'all something. We have custom figures.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and look, you're an X-Man.
How did y'all know that?
I didn't. That was just...
Really?
I got lucky.
Oh my God!
When I showed up and I said, "Oh, I like your shirt," and I was like,
we signed the back of it for you.
Thank you guys. That's so
and then
sweet.
your dad.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I'm so tickled. And it's even like you have this is from Mississippi Macabre in the background.
Yeah, that's your artwork in the background.
That's so cool. I'm so proud of this one. I saw a guy with a Mississippi Macabre shirt on today, and I was like, I like your shirt. And he's like, thanks. I'm like, I worked on that. He's like, oh. That's so cool. And this is from a commission he did because I've worked on Marvel before. We did well, actually, that's a whole nother story. Oh my God. We did that's my published work from Marvel. We were going to do a 60th anniversary cover. And so we did the art for it. He did the pencils and the inks, and then I did the colors. We had to do a lot of changes. Like, I remember I had to erase Black Cat's cleavage. We had to take out J. Jonah Jameson's cigar. We had to change.
They wanted it PG.
We had to take out the robber that shot Uncle Ben and change that. We had to take out Morbius because that's when the Morbius movie came out.
That was his whole origin.
Exactly.
How do you erase that?
So after we did all that, we thought it was going to be a cover, and then it turned out to be marketing art.
Yeah.
So it's like on a wallet. We like bought a wallet from Amazon with it for Dad. That's Dad's wallet. It's like on passports. It's on puzzles. We found it in a puzzle at Walmart because like we didn't know when it was going to show up.
Okay.
It's just funny how stuff like that turns out. Oh, these are so cool. I'm going to cry. You literally have, that's like Jean Grey's body. That's so cool.
Yeah,
Thank you guys.
You're welcome.
Can you turn to the camera? So
Oh, sorry.
No,
I've been staring at it. That is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. So, well,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome.
That is so
that's
sweet.
the mastermind behind it over there. He's the one that
I am so glad.
I had mentioned. I
That's
wanted
so
to
It worked out
cool.
really well.
You like psychically knew.
I just knew.
Oh, that's so cool. Do you like make these yourself?
Yep.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that's actually what we sell at our booth.
Really?
But we've been so busy we didn't vend it this one.
Yeah.
Because you've seen me back and forth
Yes,
all
sir.
day.
Yes,
But yeah, that's we do custom, and we do parody ones. The parodies, like, they get sold quick.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Okay.
I got one that's like literally Luke Skywalker's hand, and it's literally just a Lego hand in the container.
Yeah.
And they love it. They're
And
like, "This is the
Thing,
greatest
we'll
thing
do
ever."
like Thing, it'll be in it. Or we'll do like
That is
Luke's uncle and aunt dead. We'll do
It's
skeletons.
skeletons.
That is amazing.
And so they get sold
I
quick.
love that y'all signed them too and dated them.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Or I will take them.
that is from us to you.
Thank you. I really
You're welcome.
appreciate it, guys.
Oh, we
That was
appreciate
the
you
cutest
coming.
thing
Yeah, thank you
ever.
coming, and we hope to have you again.
Absolutely. Y'all have been so sweet.
It's awesome.
And it's home.
Yes, it's on. So, well, thank y'all for watching another episode. Miss Lily Butler, check out her stuff.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Plug your dad's social media.
He is Stephen Butler Studios on Facebook and Instagram. And then I'm Flowering Lily on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and Twitter, X. And we also have an eBay where we sell our variant covers for our merch.
Cool.
There you go.
There you go. Well, thank y'all again. Thank you again.
Absolutely.
And have a good one.
Bye.